Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Air Hauler with me, you heard 37. So in our last flight, if you remember, we went down to, I think it's called Bay St. Louis, Louisiana, dropped off a load, and then went over to New Orleans and dropped off a load. Now, I stayed there for a few days and looking for jobs, but they never gave us any really good paying jobs. It was really piddly jobs. We would have wasted more in fuel than we would have gotten paid for. So now I've moved up to Memphis, and I actually had a job I was trying to do, Memphis up to Burlington, Vermont. It paid like $1 million, and it was like about 135,000 in cargo, pounds of cargo. Now I tried flying that 2 or 3 times, and we kept on running out of fuel. It was like we had 2,300 miles worth of fuel on a 900-mile job. We should have had plenty, but for some reason it kept running out, even though I even would look, and we'd had tanks with fuel. I could not configure it so that it would take fuel out of the other 2 tanks. I have no idea why that was happening. So I've got these jobs now in Memphis. We're going to Scottsdale, Arizona. One little thing that concerns me, first off, it's a short runway for landing. As you can see, about 8,200, about 50 feet. And no ILS, which is kind of concerning. But, you know, we've landed before without ILS. We don't totally need it. It's just helpful. So, see, we're going out to Scottsdale. And I just, a little bit ago, opened up a base in Phoenix. I wanted to see if we could get anything from Memphis to Phoenix. But there wasn't. So we're just going to go to Scottsdale. And then I'll do a little flight over to Phoenix. It's really, really short, as you can see. So like I said, we got Memphis to Scottsdale. Let's go ahead over here to our jobs. Memphis to Scottsdale. Hopefully this goes good. I'm going to have to move myself over because I'm still in New Orleans. I never moved myself over. Well, because I had to give the job to someone else because I couldn't. I kept trying. I just couldn't get it done. As you can see, it's got 4,400, but we'd be down to about 3,000. I want to be as light as possible, obviously, but I obviously don't want to run out of fuel either. See, with 2,300, we couldn't even do 2,300 miles. We couldn't even do a 900-mile job. I gotta think around 4,000 would be plenty. Go ahead and do it that way. Shouldn't run out of fuel on this one. We'll see. And I'll meet you over at the plane. Alright everybody, here we are at the plane. Not too much going on. There's a big 747 over there. Nobody really else. By the way, that plane, I don't know if you can see it. That's a Dash 8. I've been wondering forever since I had this game, what plane is that? Because I see him, that AI plane, it's a Dash 8. I found that out the other day. Like, my goodness. Alright. Anyway, we'll jump into this. Get her started up. Oh, it sounds like it's raining now. Pushing these breakers. It should be. It's about to rain in this area as well. We already got some rain today. It's supposed to continue. Looks like all those breakers are pushed in. Let's go over to the engineers panel. Alright. Turn this battery on. Turn it over to external power. Sorry, I just hit that mic again. This boom is right near me. I'm going to keep on doing it probably. Turn ground service on. As you can see, we got a lot of power. Alright, so. That's why. There we go. Now essential power's on. Open up the wing valves. And I believe that's it for this upper part. We don't need galley power. I'll put this on inlet. We'll set our temps. Let's see, I believe that's it. Go down here. Oh, don't do that. See that tearing in the screen? It happens in this plane sometimes. I have to restart it. If that continues, I'll have to restart it. Come on, work with me, plane. Sometimes it does that and you have to restart it. Usually it does right at the beginning, and I always test to see if it's going to do it or not. It wasn't, but now it's starting to. Let's see, I always turn one of these off. I left both of them on when I was running out of fuel. It helped nothing. I always do these two. I also open up these two, and it still did nothing. Now, we had fuel about the same amount it's in these two tanks right now, and then this one had right around 10, and when it ran out, the entire thing ran out. Or the engine shut off, even though we still had this much fuel in each tank. It makes no sense, because I turned even both fuel pumps on, I had these open, and nothing. And one thing I'm noticing now, this has, what was that, 7,000 pounds? And this one has 0, so I don't know. It didn't make any sense why, if these are open, you should be getting fuel from this tank, which we were, but we were getting nothing from these two tanks. It was only from this one. So this could actually happen again. But I don't understand why. You can actually open that reserve in a little bit, although where is this tank drawing from? Engine 1. It doesn't make any sense to me because I had everything on, everything open, yet it still would not work. I have no idea why. Let's test the quantity. So do we have fuel down here as well? No, that's total. Alright. Times 10,000. Alright. Equipment cooling goes on. Just the engine oil. Alright, that's good. And that is all for this panel. Hopefully we don't have to mess with that anymore. Let's go ahead and holler up at ATC.
Memphis cleared delivery. American Pacific 1575 IFR to Mike 31 ready to copy. American Pacific 1575.
Can't get in.
31 airport as filed. Fly runway heading. Climb and maintain 1000. Departure frequency is 125.8. Squawk 5602. Memphis cleared
There we go.
delivery.
Cut them off.
01 heavy ready to copy IFR clearance to Scottsdale. Pan Am 701 heavy is cleared to Scottsdale Airport as filed. Fly runway heading. Climb and maintain 2000. Departure frequency is 125.8. Squawk 6624. Pan Am 701 heavy cleared at Scottsdale Airport as filed. Fly runway heading. Climb and maintain 2000.
Get this stuff set up.
125.8. Squawk 6624. Pan Am 701 heavy. Reback is correct. Contact ground on 121.0 when ready to taxi. Memphis ground. Pan Am 701 heavy with Tango ready to taxi IFR. Pan Am 701 heavy taxi to and hold short of runway 18 center via taxiway Charlie.
Whoa, there he is.
Contact tower on 118.3 when ready. Taxiing hold short runway 18 center using taxiway Charlie 8. Pan Am 701 heavy.
Turn our transponder to standby. Altimeter's reset. I got that done. Should have turned these on. Nav. That's our wing lights. Turn our beacon on so we can go ahead and start our engines. Low pressure. Engine 3. 15%.
American Pacific 1575.
Alright, engine 3, start it up. I didn't listen to a word they said. 18. I'll get that set up in a second. I always forget to do our heading at the runway, but do it in advance this time I can remember. 15%. Engine 4 started up. It's at 18. Alright, engine 2.
Orbit 2353 with Tango, ready to taxi IFR. Orbit 2353, taxi to and hold short of runway
15.
18 center.
What's our altitude?
Kilo Charlie Delta Sierra Bravo.
12,000.
Tower on 118.3 when ready. Taxi to and hold short
Engine
runway
2 started up.
center. Via taxiway Juliet, Kilo Charlie Delta Sierra Bravo. Orbit 2353.
Engine 1. %. Make sure it's started up. Let's go over to the engineers panel again. Alright. Turn off the external power. We'll have it disconnected as well. And we'll be ready to get out of here. We just look this over. We should be good. Do we need AC? I don't know. We're a cargo plane, so screw it. Just take a look behind us. Kick off the parking brake. Let's get pushed back.
Airwave 888, taxi to and hold short of runway 18 center via taxiway Juliet, Kilo Charlie Delta Sierra Bravo. Contact tower on 118.3 when ready.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed we couldn't do that big job to Burlington. I had somebody else do it for me, so we still made the money. And that's an important thing, right? Still made that money.
Cessna November 3, 906 Bravo, taxi to and hold short of runway 18, right using taxiway November, Mike 9er. Contact tower on 118.3.
Why is the number 2 key to turn also messes with that? That's kind of crazy. See if it's really raining out there. Probably feels good out there today. Kind of cool. You know, it's something with us in Memphis with the weather. If you remember, we flew the DC-6 in here using nav only, no GPS or anything. If you remember, that was the one where you literally just could not see anything till we were just like 50 feet, 100 feet over the runway. It was crazy. Alright, end our pushback right here. Taxi lights are on. We're ready to taxi over to our runway. I just noticed that yoke is really sensitive with my joystick. I never noticed that. I'll tell you another thing. If you remember at the last episode, at the end we bought a bunch of planes and stuff like that. Or paid off a bunch of planes. And I said I was always wanted to buy another 747 and MD-11. But I said I'm going to put that off. I'm making a horrible turn right here. Actually, yeah, it was even worse the other way. I wasn't really paying attention, I guess. But what I ended up doing was buying another plane. I took a lease out on a 747 because we had that other pilot, that Emma chick. Put the plane in Indianapolis and she was in Huntington, so she would be close to it. Of course, when you buy planes, they give you tons of huge, high-paying jobs. And I spent like the last 2 days just doing nothing but those, assigning those. I mean, we had like a $6 million job. We had a $4 million job. We had some $3 and $2 million jobs. It was just nuts. So we made a bunch of money until this guy, Jay Hassard, He's the guy, if you remember, we flew at MD-11 in the old FedEx livery. And when I left Europe, I gave it to him, and he's been flying it. And he screwed up his plane on a landing, and it cost $9 million. So much of that was wasted. And I looked at the landing report, and it said on his landing that he screwed up the plane. It said, landing was suicidal. So, I'm not the only one making bad. I've never had a suicidal landing, I'll tell you that. But that ticked me off, because, I mean, we just made so much money, and he makes a $9 million mistake. Come on, guy.
Cessna 906, Bravo, hold position, caution, other traffic.
Looks like this is our runway over here. One of them is.
906, Bravo, continue taxi. Roger, Cessna 906, Bravo.
Oh, this is us where that CRJ was. I believe that was a CRJ. You know, another thing we could have done with the save fuel was just run on 2 engines until getting to the runway. I don't know if that's legal or not exactly, but I had one time I ran out of fuel and I got 2 engines started back up. But I could not get these started up because it said there's 2 fuel tanks that still had fuel. I still wonder about that, why that happens. Because like I said, everything it's set up, it should have been taking fuel from the other tanks.
Ready to go. Runway 18 center, IFR to Scottsdale. Pan Am 701 heavy, taxi into position and hold. Position and hold, Pan Am 701.
Set the
heavy.
flaps 2 notches, landing lights. Come on, there you go. Don't know why that likes to fight me so much.
353, contact Memphis departure on 125.8. Going to 125.8, orbit 2353. Pan Am 701 heavy, cleared for takeoff. Runway 18 center. Cleared for takeoff.
Cool.
Runway 18
Oops.
center. Pan Am 701 heavy.
Set the trim. Transponder on.
Tower, Cessna, November 3996 Bravo, ready for IFR departure. Runway 18 fighting.
Alright, we are set. I'm going to hold the brakes while we advance the throttle.
Runway 18 right. Caution that Boeing is taking off runway 18 center. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 18.
Here we go.
Cessna, November 3996 Bravo.
Speed's alive. Rotate. Up with these. A little weird there. Alright, positive rate, gear up.
Pan Am 701 heavy. Contact Memphis departure on 125.8. Going to 125.8. Pan Am.
Alright, retracting the flaps.
Memphis Tower, world travel.
Getting a little left.
Memphis departure, Pan Am 701 heavy, is climbing through 1,900, 2000. Pan Am 701 heavy, Memphis departure, roger, altimeter 2970. Pan Am 701 heavy, turn right heading 270.
way below me. There's no way I can see him, pal. Whoa, that was a sudden jolt. Back on the, reduce the throttle a little bit. I want to get to that 250 mark. Did say 305, yeah, 305. Just go ahead and turn the autopilot on. A little more throttle. Pitch up to 12,000. Alright, everybody. Everything's looking good so far. Yeah, here we go. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and speed this up. Actually, wait a second. Because when we get over here, we're going to have to turn and... there's so much that ends up going on, I don't want to do it too soon.
Contact
10,000. Landing lights go off. I'm not going to advance the throttle too much. I want to go light on the fuel. Man, there's some... these clouds are up high, it seems like. Alright, 500 more feet to go. Alright, so I'm going to turn this over to nav actually. It's on nav. Oh, screen is screwing up. Please don't do that. Alright, folks. Now we're well on our way, so I'm going to go ahead and speed this up, and I'll be back in just a bit.
1. Going to 12. Orbit 4890, world travel 6623. Contact Memphis. Going to 118.625. World travel 6126.85. Orbit 4890, heavy. Memphis Center. Orbit 3964. Memphis 5,200. Expect vector is visual. Runway 17 approach. Pacifica 8070. You report 6 miles west. Turn left heading 040. Descend and maintain 5,600. Expect vector is visual. 10 AM 701 heavy. Point 126.8. 10 AM 701 heavy. Albuquerque Center. Roger. Echo, turn right heading 1900, resume. Sword 4913, airways 1900, Bombardier 7900 Golf, turn left heading 050, resume on navigation, climb and maintain flight level 330. H510, Pacifica 900, port 125 point, world travel 550, traffic 134 point, Pan Am 701 heavy, contact Albuquerque Center, Pacifica 90045, Pacifica 90045, Albuquerque Center, Roger, 125.4 for Pan Am 701 heavy, Albuquerque Center, Pan Am 701 heavy, with you. Pan Am 701 heavy, Albuquerque Center, Roger. Pan Am 701 heavy, descend and maintain flight level 180. Pan Am 701 heavy, descend and maintain flight level 180. Pan Am Pan Am 701 heavy, please expedite your descent to flight level 180. Turn right heading 280, proceed on course, descend and maintain 16,000, orbit 1721 heavy. Orbit 1721 heavy, you are 77 miles east, turn left heading. Pan Am 701 heavy, you are 64 miles east, turn left heading 220, descend and maintain flight level 180, expect vectors, visual runway 21, turn left heading 230, expect vectors ILS.
Alright, everybody.
Left approach, orbit 1721 heavy.
Going to 220. Whoops. Alright, and it'll be runway 21. No ILS, so I'll still put this in.
Orbit 1721 heavy. Contact Albuquerque Center on 132.35.
So we're looking fine on fuel.
Going at 132.35.
And we're actually using fuel out of these tanks as well, which didn't happen last time. I don't understand why. This doesn't make sense to me. As you can see, we're about 56 miles out. And as you might have heard, we're going down to 18,000 feet. Short runway. Whoops.
Heavy, did you copy? Turn left heading 220, descend and maintain flight level 180. Expect
I was looking at the speeds, and it says the average approach speed is about 128 knots. I've been at 140 or just over, so we'll keep get it a little bit slower.
132.35. 132.35 for Pan Am 701 heavy. Albuquerque Center, Pan Am 701 heavy, is at flight level 203, descending flight level 180. Pan Am 701 heavy, Albuquerque Center, roger. Orbit 1721 heavy.
Speed up just a little bit. I don't like going too fast when we're getting close, because they throw out those instructions. We got to be ready.
721 heavy. Pan Am 701
1,000 feet to go.
Turn right heading 250. Turn right heading 250. Pan Am 701 heavy. Albuquerque Center, H November 5290, uniform with you, flight level 190. Pan Am 701 heavy, descend and maintain 8,000. H November 5290,
Make sure our normal speed.
270, orbit 864.
Alright, so we'll quicken our descent again.
H90 uniform. Contact Albuquerque Center on 125.4. 125.4. H90 uniform. Orbit 607.
We are landed on 21, right? Yeah, 21. It's gotta be 21.
Turn left heading 275. Orbit 6076.
Yeah, runway 21. Alright, hasten our descent a little bit again. Or speed it up, I should say.
721 heavy. Contact orbit 864. Contact Phoenix orbit 6076. Descend and maintain. Descend and maintain 8000.
Check out one thing. Let's see our airport elevation. And we are right by Phoenix. Elevation 1,400 feet. Alright.
125.4. Orbit 1721 heavy. Pan Am 701 heavy. Turn right heading 270. Turn right heading 270. Pan Am 701 heavy. Pan Am 701 heavy. Contact Phoenix approach on 120.7. Going to 120.7. Pan Am 701 heavy. Phoenix approach. Pan Am 701 heavy. Descent 13,000.
30 miles out.
Descending 8,000. Pan Am 701 heavy. Phoenix approach. Roger. Altimeter 2970. Pan Am 701 heavy. Turn right heading 300. Turn right heading 300. Pan Am 701 heavy. Loading 901 whiskey.
More rain.
125.
That does not bode well for us.
Left heading 125. Loading 901 whiskey.
This is not going to be fun.
864 with you 8,000. Orbit 864.
Mainly, I'm worried about the altitude as well. And it's such a short runway. You can't go long very much and get this thing stopped. Hopefully we're kind of light though. We do have a fair amount of cargo, but
Orbit 57906. Turn left heading 0605 and maintain 10,000.
alright. 10,000? Or no, sorry, that was 11,000.
600. Phoenix approach. Bombardier November 87992 is at 8,300. Climbing 1.
To be below 250.
Bombardier November 87992. Phoenix approach. Roger. Altimeter 2970.
The speed brake doesn't seem to help a whole heck of a lot.
Descend and maintain 5,900.
In this plane, I should say.
Turn right heading 030. Pan Am 701 heavy. Turn right heading 330. Turn right heading 330. Pan Am 701 heavy. Turn right heading 030. Bombardier 992. Descend and maintain 5,900. Orbit 864. Pan Am 701 heavy. Contact Albuquerque Center on 132.9. Going to 1.
Almost at 8,000.
Pan Am 701 heavy. Albuquerque Center. Pan Am 701 heavy. With you 8,100. Pan Am 701 heavy. Albuquerque Center. Roger. Altimeter 2994. Pan Am 701 heavy. Turn left heading 270. Pan Am 701 heavy. Turn left heading
Right down to 6,000.
Turn left heading 270, descend and maintain 6,000. Pan Am 701 heavy. Pan Am 701 heavy. Contact Phoenix approach on 120.7. 120.7 for Pan Am.
21 miles out.
Heavy. Phoenix approach, Pan Am 701 heavy is out of 7,600 for 6,000. Pan Am 701 heavy, Phoenix approach, roger, altimeter 2994. Pan Am 701 heavy, turn left heading 240. Phoenix approach, orbit 57906 with orbit 57906. Phoenix approach, roger, altimeter 2994. Mooney 901 whiskey.
Make sure we're at normal speed, yep.
1 o'clock, turn right heading 215. Port runway 8540. Turn right heading 100. World travel.
Can't get in here.
Contact Albuquerque Center on 132.9. Orbit 864. Descend and maintain 4,100. Turn left heading 240. Pan Am 701 heavy.
Alright, almost down to 6,000.
215. Mooney 901 whiskey. Mooney 901 whiskey. Runway in sight. Mooney 901 whiskey. You are 9 miles northeast. Descend and maintain
500 more feet.
Visual. Runway 21. Approach. Contact Scottsdale Tower on 119.9.
Check one thing out on the map again, quick. It doesn't have the actual heading. Alright, that's ILS heading anyway. Alright.
3,500 cleared visual. Runway 21. Approach. Tower on 119.9. Mooney 901. Pan Am 701 heavy. Descend and maintain 4,400. Descend and maintain 4,400. Pan Am.
So that'll put us 3,000 feet up. Let's go ahead and activate this. That's coming from the other side, I think. Doesn't matter. Get down a little bit quicker. Now, are we going around these mountains? I sure as heck hope they don't put us over these mountains, because we're almost there.
Pan Am 701 heavy, airport 12 miles after 10 o'clock, turn left heading 215, port runway in sight, airway 1365, turn left heading 170, turn left heading 215, Pan Am 701.
At least we got good visibility, the cloud well below the clouds.
Turn left heading 170, airway 1365, orbit 864, turn left heading 315. Turn
Almost to
left
4,400.
heading 315, orbit 864.
Alright, 4,400, and I see it. We're a little low.
01 heavy, runway in sight. 854 Kilo, descend and maintain 5,600, orbit 864, turn left heading 285, Pan Am 701 heavy, you are 8 miles northeast, descend and maintain 2,500, cleared visual, runway 21, approach, contact Scottsdale Tower on 119.9, airway 1365, descend and maintain 4,700.
I ain't got time for all this crap. Can't get through. Come the flaps. Screw 'em. If you can't get through, I mean, what the hell? I mean, come on.
Scottsdale Tower, Pan Am 701 heavy. Scottsdale Tower, fly straight in, runway 21, altimeter 3001, Pan Am 701.
No, we're landing. Screw that.
Runway 21, number 2 for landing, followed Mooney Bravo on final.
Right, full flaps. We're still a little fast, but there's nothing I can do about it now.
Pan Am 701
Shut up.
heavy, did you copy? Pan Am 701 heavy, go around. H07 Charlie, cleared to land, runway 21, number 2 for landing, followed Mooney Bravo on final. H67 Romeo, go around.
And we hit that ledge.
Cleared to land, runway 21, number 2, H07 Charlie.
Man, we just clipped that ledge.
Mooney Niner,
Daggone it.
go around.
Going around, H67 Romeo.
You see how close we came to the other plane?
Mooney Niner 1 whiskey. Mooney Niner 1 whiskey, contact.
I hate, that's why I hate ATC. They're just talking to me, telling me to do all this stuff. I got time.
7 for Mooney Niner 1 whiskey. Scottsdale Tower, Beach, November 4854 kilo is 10 miles northeast inbound visual. Runway 21.
Well, that's how you don't land.
November 4854 kilo, Scottsdale
We ended up with
Tower,
plenty of runway.
runway 21, altimeter 3000.
Just clipped that ledge. I was about to say we got through it. We just nailed it.
4 kilo. Going around, Pan Am 701
Yeah.
heavy. Pan Am 701 heavy. Contact Phoenix approach on 120.
They don't get it, do they?
120.7 for Pan Am 701 heavy.
Oh, we're not taking off. Turn this transponder off. Take this stuff off my screen. See where we can taxi to. I guess we'll go down there. That's where the other big plane is. Turn these landing lights off. Well, that's what you don't do in a plane. Oh well. Yeah, we were coming in fast, but I mean, there's nothing we could do about it. I don't have enough hands to use the speed brake as well. Oh well. Hopefully we didn't do too much damage. Though, in real life, yeah, it'd probably, yeah, crash. Lose your pilot's license. Alright, we'll pull over here. We'll go to the next one. Take a left. It is a cool little approach right by the mountains. Can't even come right over me. You gotta swerve around it. That was kind of fun. Keep coming around, plane. I don't know what that noise was. Not even sure that was from us. And actually, when we clipped that ledge, air hauler came on and said it was a hard landing. So he didn't even recognize that we weren't actually landing, we were just hitting some. That sucks. I mean, you do such a long flight, you want to just nail the landing, and then that happens.
November 2207 Charlie, taxi to General Aviation Parking via taxiway Alpha 10 Alpha 8 Alpha.
Stop it right here.
Charlie.
Parking brake on. Over here. Flight director off. What? And these taxi lights off. Is that on? I can't tell. Go up to the panel here. Alright, get all that off. Come over to this panel. You should probably actually cut the fuel first. Actually, we'll, whoops. Hook this up. Switch our power over to ground power. Cut our fuel. Back over here. Turn all this off. Close all the valves. Flight recorder goes off. That off. Alright, I believe that's good for here. Sure, we can turn our equipment cooling off. What does that sound? Is that another plane? Because I did that earlier. Alright, external power. Alright, everything looks like it's off. Turn our battery off. Alright, let's go to air hauler and see what damage we did. Alright, here we are, air hauler. You can already see we did 11% damage on each one. Jeez. I'm surprised they're clapping. I mean, we just did lost money on both those. Jeez. Done it this time. I have a feeling we might really... It's a hard landing, man. Clip that thing and then landing kind of hard. Just going too friggin' fast. Let's see what we did. Come on, air hauler. Get it together. You can do it. You can close. There you go. Yeah, we lost a little on our rating as well. Yep. Took the plane down to 89. I wonder how much it'll cost to fix that. 1.5. Now I really want to do that Burlington one for $1 million. So much we made. So we brought in 330 minus the fuel. So 330. I lost 1.2 million. Oh well. What are you gonna do, you know? Wish I could do that over. See if there's anything out of Phoenix. I can't do anything today. Got some studying to do. Got a midterm tomorrow. We had 3 and then 1 got moved because our professor was out all last week. I'll see, like, that's no runway. It's too far. Hopefully there'll be something good out of here. Like that. No runway. That'd have to be at least 24 hours from now. Looks tempting, you know. Oh, it's 415. That's a long way. That's a long way. Go to Honolulu. It wouldn't pay enough. That's still not enough runway at 6,600 feet. Still not enough runway. Why are all these... that one, that's 890 miles. We got plenty of time to do that. Oh, that doesn't pay a whole lot. Oh, but there's multiple Moses Lake. Yeah, we could take a couple of those. Actually, we could take all those 50, 62,000 pounds. 238. 300, 42,000 or so? Yep. Alright, everybody, that's... I'm sorry for that crappy landing. Clip that ledge. We're also going too fast. It was just a bad one. But at least we finally got a flighting. I tried that other one so many times, it's just so annoying that we couldn't get that one. But check in the next time. We'll probably either go Las Vegas or Phoenix. We'll see which one has better paying jobs. But that's it for this episode, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed it. See you on the next one, and I'll see you on the next flight.